All right, everybody. I got another Manix for you guys today. This is the lightweight Manix. Uh, this was sent in from a friend. It is knife 2 out of 3. He decided to go ahead and send to me, so thank you again for that. I really do appreciate the support. So yeah, this one was one that I wasn't planning on buying because I already have a knife very similar to it. It is the PM2, Paramilitary 2, with the Maximet blade and the gray handles in G10. I told him that I didn't have this one, so he went ahead and sent it to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate that. So we'll go ahead and get into it. Let's talk blades, everybody. That's what we're into. So here it is, the gray Manix 2 with the Maximet steel. I have not. I just got this today, so I have not tried to open this. But here is my original one. This is I just had this in my pocket actually. It's kind of got a little bit of wear right here. But this one's the CTS BD1 steel, lightweight. And you guys know how I feel about plastic handles. I don't like it, but Spyderco seems to do it right with the fiberglass reinforced copolymer. It's a very, very tough plastic, basically. And I gotta tell you, I really do enjoy it. I've heard stories and I've seen pictures of this stuff. If you were to drop this knife, would crack or chip because of how hard this plastic is. I've never had that problem. I don't drop my knives. If I do, which is excruciatingly rare, I try to learn from my mistakes so I don't drop them. But because this has a fantastic handle shape, and I really do like this knife and how it feels in the hand, at least the shape anyways, I don't care much for the plastic, but it doesn't bother me because it's Spyderco, and they seem to do it pretty well. So I hope I don't ever experience those things. So let's go ahead and get into the knife. I'm going to go ahead and bust it out of the box right here. Bam. So, and I've noticed that with when you get a Spyderco knife with the Maximet steel, you get like a little, and you get these too, kind of explaining the steel and what to do to be careful with it and how it's not really prone to being rust resistant. It's going to form a kind of patina on there over time, which is kind of nice, but you know, could be a bad thing. So yeah, it comes with that little silica thing in there. I've noticed that with the PM2 when I got my Maximet and PM2. It kind of came with that sort of thing. So, oh, here it is. Gray handle scales and the Maximet steel. So this steel right here is going to keep a really good edge over time. And but you got to be really careful with this. You don't want to, if you dull it, it's going to be, from what I heard, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to sharpen it. So if you want to, or if you have to, it would be best to send it in to a professional sharpener who knows how to sharpen Maximet. I know how to sharpen knives, just not, I'm still kind of, it's a learning process. I don't know how to sharpen every kind of knife steel. I've only sharpened 440 and AUS 8. And I can tell you that to me was already just a little bit of a challenge, but I'm not used to sharpening my knives all the time because I don't hard use my knives. So this is a great knife. Already I can tell you that it's very much like this, but this kind of feels just a tad bit heavier to me. Like this one feels, there's a difference. So we'll go ahead and get into the specs of this knife. Go ahead and get into the weight and do a little bit of a comparison type thing. So the weight on this knife is a 2.97, so yeah, about 3 ounces. And then here's the original one, or my original one that I have before I got the Maximet one. We'll see how much that weighs. 2.87. So yeah, this one's just a little bit heavier. It's not by that much, but there is a difference. So that's nice either way. Go into the blade. We'll get into the length of everything here. You're looking at a 3.5, close to 3 3 3/8 blade. and overall 8 inches, so that gives you a 4.5 inch handle. That's not bad. Love the caged ball lock right here. I really do. It's the fidget factor on these knives are fantastic. I think I've used this one more and carried this one more than any Spyderco because of just the ergonomics on this, in my opinion, is really good. It's really good. The blade isn't really huge either. It's not a full 4-inch blade, which is what I kind of enjoy carrying the most, is a full-length 4-inch knife, 4-inch blade, excuse me, on a knife. But this is actually pretty nice. So yeah, there's no liners in there, as you can tell. It's just the fiberglass copolymer handle scales. So it's pretty tough stuff if it doesn't need any liners in there to help it. Of course, the downside to this knife, same thing with this one, is the awesome fact that you got a pin construction. So you got 3 pins right here, and you cannot do anything to take this knife apart. You can, although, tighten or loosen the pivot, so you can adjust the pivot here, so that's good. You can also move your pocket clip from left to right hand carry. Obviously, it's only just tip up for the moment. That's fine. Huge lanyard hole. That's always good. There is slight jimping on the plastic here on the handle, so you got that. This, you can kind of see it there and up here, along with here and up here. So that's nice. To me, it's kind of like a cheap... I don't know why, but it just looks really... Because it doesn't have any metal liners in there, it's not going to really be like a Manix, because that's where the jimping comes from, is the liners underneath, you know? But this isn't too bad. It's an adequate grip, and it's not overly aggressive. So you can feel them. They're there. But it's not overly... Yeah, it's not overly, crazy. You could choke up, choke down. Feels comfortable either way. The Maximet steel is going to be great, at least in my experience with my PM2, is just fantastic. I really liked it. Yes, this type of steel is going to corrode a little bit. You're going to develop a little bit of rust from time to time touching it with your finger oils. So a lot of people are telling me that putting a light coat of oil, or at least wiping it down with some sort of cloth or paper towel with a little bit of oil on there, is a good way to just clean this up once in a while. That sort of thing. Edge retention, I'm not too worried about, because it's going to keep a fantastic edge as long as I'm not too abusive with it. It'll keep it up pretty well. So I'm actually really excited about that. So we'll go ahead and get into the width of things. Right now, the blade is at a 2.6. Handle is at 11.0. So very much the same thing. It's just different materials and different color. So if you have this one already, this is not that much different. It only just weighs a little bit more because of the blade steel. And of course the blade steel is going to be different. So just different colored handles, but same thing. That's great. I'm going to be carrying this one for a little bit. If you're wondering how much this is about $203, $205 on Amazon. And then this guy right here is about $115 and change, I believe. So yeah, this is a considerably big difference in price. $100 more, you get the Maximet. And, if you don't want the Maximet and you just want something else, you could do this. This one comes in another color. I believe it's in a translucent blue or a blurple, kind of like a bluish purple type thing. I didn't really want that, so I went ahead and just very, very much wanted one that was black, and then I ended up getting this one from a friend, so that's actually really nice. So thank you again. That's the only thing I don't like about the lightweights, is the pin construction. I think that's the only downer about owning this knife is that you cannot take it apart. But if you have to clean it, I mean, you could just pop the blade open and take some pressurized can air in there and blow out all the lint, dust, and dirt, and you should be fine. A couple of drops of pivot oil or nano oil in there, if needed, should be okay. This is overall a great knife. It feels great. It's nice and light. At first when I got it, I was like, wow, this is really light. And it is. I was just a little bit worried about how durable the handle was because of it being just a full construction of, I want to say, about just mostly plastic, other than the hardware that's keeping everything together. But that's just my personal opinion. But anyways, if you guys enjoy a Maximet blade and you want it in a Manix too, go ahead and look that up. I know Amazon still has it. Like I said, I didn't purchase it myself, so I didn't, have too much of ripping hair out of my head just to try and get this knife. So I just gotta, really thankful for it. So thank you very much. So go ahead and slash that like button, stab that subscribe if you haven't done so already. Just be safe out there, especially now with it being what it is. Be kind, be safe, carry responsibly, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you all.